Hey, before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because sometimes the most ordinary moments hide the deepest betrayals. I never thought a simple joke could change everything. It was a rainy Tuesday evening, the kind where the sky feels heavy and the smell of wet asphalt seeps through the window. I was in the kitchen, chopping vegetables, humming to myself when my husband Mark came in from work. He smelled like rain and coffee, the little things I always loved about him. "I swear," I said, holding up a tomato, "if I ever date someone as clumsy as Jason from accounting, I'd probably trip over my own feet anyway." I laughed, a soft, careless laugh. Mark didn't laugh, not even a little. His eyes, usually so warm, narrowed. He dropped his bag on the floor with a thud that made my heart skip. "Really?" he asked. His voice was calm but sharp, the kind of calm that hides a storm. I froze. "It's just a joke," I said, trying to wave it off. But he didn't smile. He walked past me, almost brushing my shoulder, and went straight to the living room. The soft glow of the TV illuminated his face, but not enough to hide the tension etched into his jaw. I could hear the faint buzz of his phone, and I caught a glimpse of the message preview, Jason. My chest tightened. I knew something was wrong, but I wouldn't believe it. Mark rarely showed anger, let alone hurt like this. I set down the knife, my fingers trembling, and followed him. "Mark, what's wrong?" I asked, trying to sound casual, but my voice cracked. He didn't answer. He just stared at the ceiling, silent. Then finally he whispered something I didn't expect. "It's not about Jason." And in that moment, the air between us shifted. Heavy, suffocating, impossible to ignore. A storm was coming, and I had no idea how it had started or if I could survive it. The next morning, the apartment felt different. Even the sunlight streaming through the blinds seemed sharper, exposing corners I didn't notice before. I found Mark at the kitchen table, coffee untouched, his phone clutched like a lifeline. The screen lit up with messages from someone named Elena. I tried to make light of it, my voice shaking despite my attempt at casualness. "Morning. Coffee tastes bitter today." He didn't look at me. He just stared at the screen, scrolling, as if memorizing every word. And then he spoke, slow, deliberate. "You made a joke last night, and it wasn't just about Jason. It made me realize how far we've drifted. You don't see me anymore, do you?" "What?" "Mark, that's not—" I started, but he cut me off. "I mean it, Anna. I feel invisible. And maybe I found someone who notices me." My stomach dropped. My hands went numb. "Wait, you're with someone else?" My voice was barely above a whisper, but each word struck like a hammer. He nodded, but his eyes weren't triumphant. They were hollow, filled with regret and something I couldn't name. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't plan for it. But I can't lie to you or myself anymore. I felt like the floor had given way beneath me. All the little signs I had missed, the late nights at work, the texts he hid, the small distance that grew between us. I had brushed off as stress or fatigue. And now, the truth slammed into me like a train. I remember the sound of my own heartbeat, loud and erratic, drowning out everything else. The coffee in my hand went cold. I couldn't move. I wanted to scream, cry, beg, but I couldn't find my voice. Mark tried to reach for me, his hands trembling. "I'm so sorry, Anna. I never wanted to hurt you." But the words felt empty. Words had never been enough. Betrayal doesn't arrive with a warning. It sneaks in, quiet, slow, and then suddenly, everything familiar becomes unrecognizable. I backed away, and that's when I noticed a text on his phone in full late-night messages, affectionate and secretive, and one photo that made my vision blur. Him, smiling, holding Elena's hand. I wanted to look away. I needed to look away, but my body refused. And in that frozen, gut-wrenching moment, I realized our life together. The laughter, the late-night jokes, even the mundane Tuesday evenings. It was all unraveling, thread by thread. The apartment felt like a mausoleum of memories. Every corner whispered our past. Our first date, our lazy Sunday mornings, the tiny victories we'd celebrated. And now it all felt hollow. I stared at Mark, my chest tight, my throat raw. I I can't do this. I finally said, voice trembling but firm. You didn't just betray me, Mark. You erased us while I was still trying to hold on. He flinched, as if my words were punches. Anna, please. I never stopped loving you. Stop. I cut him off. I don't even know what love is anymore. Not with you. Not with this. I gestured to the phone, the proof of his betrayal burning in my hands. Tears streamed down my face, but I refused to let them fall quietly. My heart was screaming, demanding release. You think apologies fix this? That a simple "I'm sorry" can undo the nights I spent imagining our future? Mark sank into the sofa, head in his hands. I don't know what to say, he muttered. I never wanted it to hurt this much. I laughed bitterly, the sound echoing through the empty apartment. And yet it does, every second of every day. I joked about another man yesterday, thinking it was harmless. And now your betrayal is all I can see. I picked up my coat and bag. The rain had stopped, but the streets outside were slick and reflective, mirroring the chaos inside me. I need to breathe, I whispered. I need to remember who I am without you. Mark reached out, but I pulled my arm back. No words could untangle this mess. No touch could undo the ache that spread through my chest like wildfire. I walked out, letting the door click behind me, final and sharp. Outside, the city lights shimmered on wet pavement. I inhaled, cold air filling my lungs. Heartbreak is strange, terrifying and liberating all at once. You lose someone you loved, yet find the strength to reclaim yourself in the ruins. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if I'll ever forgive him, or if I even want to. But I do know this. Betrayal may break you, but it also teaches you the weight of your own worth. If you've ever felt the sting of love gone wrong, share your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe, for sometimes the stories we hide are the ones that need to be told the most.